Have you ever really thought about the deep connection between us and the animals that are such a big part of our lives? It's this incredible dance, that we've been doing for thousands and thousands of years. It's part art and it's part science. Today, we're going to dive right into that world, the world of animal care, and explore the practices that have been built up over, well, pretty much all of civilization.
Our shared story, it started more than 10,000 years ago. If you look at places like the Bhimbetka caves in India, you'll see these ancient paintings. They show a partnership that is literally etched into the stone of our history. This isn't just some old drawing, it's one of the very first records of our deep, and I mean unbreakable bond with the animal world.
Fast forward from those ancient companions to today, to modern-day farming, and that relationship, well, it has changed a lot. It has evolved in some incredible ways, but the core of it remains. Today, caring for these animals is both a cherished way of life for so many, and at the same time, it's become a precise science. It's absolutely crucial, not just for us, but for their well-being too.
Okay, so what's our plan for today? We're going to journey through our shared history, we'll define what we actually mean by animal husbandry, then we'll cover the absolute essentials of care. After that, we'll learn how to do a basic health check, and finally, we'll get into the really cool science of feeding.
So, let's start at the very beginning. We're going to explore the deep, deep roots of our connection with domestic animals. This is a bond that is woven right into the fabric of our culture, and it goes so far beyond just the farm gate.
You see, these animals, they aren't just commodities. They are true partners in the farm's entire ecosystem. They give us so much, everything from food and wool to the raw power needed to plow the fields. They even enrich the soil with manure, which in turn helps grow better crops. They provide a steady, reliable income for families, and very often, they become just like cherished members of the family, providing real emotional support.
And this whole relationship is built on a really strong foundation of respect. In India, for example, you have festivals like Pola in Maharashtra and Kanuma in Andhra Pradesh. These aren't just holidays, they are these huge, vibrant, community-wide celebrations of gratitude for the livestock that help sustain them. It's beautiful, really.
So, we've talked about this intricate practice of caring for livestock. But what do we actually call it? It's much more than just a job. It's a real discipline, and it has a formal name.
It's called animal husbandry, and it's this amazing field that perfectly marries the science of management with the ethics of compassionate care. It's a whole discipline that's dedicated to making sure every single animal is managed properly and treated with the dignity and respect it truly deserves.
So, with that in mind, what are the fundamental pillars of good animal care? What does every single animal need to not just, survive, but to really thrive and live a good life?
Well, it really boils down to 4 basic needs. And if you think about it, they're the very same ones we have as humans. A safe and clean home, good nutritious food, plenty of fresh water, and access to health care when they need it. These 4 things, they are the undeniable cornerstones of their well-being.
This means a responsible farmer is always watching, always observant, and constantly asking these really critical questions. Is their shelter protective enough? Is it well ventilated? Is the water fresh and clean? Is the food they're getting the right kind and the right amount? Every single day is a new chance to be vigilant and make sure the animals are healthy and safe.
Now, this is where things get interesting. Since animals can't just tell us how they're feeling, farmers have to become a kind of detective. They have to learn to read all the subtle signs of health and illness. It's like a doctor's checkup, but it's done entirely through very careful observation.
The very first step is just a simple visual scan. You look at their eyes. Are they bright, clear, and moist? Good. You check their nose. Is it wet and clean? Excellent. What about their skin or coat? Is it glossy? That's a great sign. Are they alert and curious about what's going on around them? Do they have a healthy appetite? These are the telltale signs of a healthy animal. It's like a nonverbal language that every good farmer has to learn to speak fluently.
For a more detailed check, farmers will measure vital signs, and a really important one is the respiration rate, how fast they're breathing. And the key is knowing exactly where to look. You can't just look anywhere. You have to focus on the flank region. That's that soft, fleshy area you see right there between the animal's rear leg and its last rib.
So how do you do it? Well, this simple procedure is a cornerstone of preventative care. You just calmly watch that flank region, and you use a stopwatch to count the number of times it rises or falls for 1 full minute. Then you take that number and compare it to what's normal for that animal. For a goat, for instance, that's about 12 to 25 breaths per minute. Doing this regularly can help a farmer catch potential health problems way before they get serious.
Okay, so once we've checked an animal's health, the next critical step is making sure it's getting the right nutrition. And this isn't about guesswork at all. This is a science, and it's all driven by data.
This really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because giving too little food, well, that can lead to weakness and malnutrition, obviously. But giving too much can cause a whole different set of health problems. So finding that perfect nutritional balance, that sweet spot, is absolutely essential for their long-term health.
So how do you weigh a goat or a cow if you don't have a giant industrial scale lying around? Well, you do it with a simple measuring tape and a clever bit of math. It's amazing, really. By carefully measuring the animal's length from its shoulder to its tail and the girth, or circumference, of its chest, farmers can get a surprisingly accurate estimate of its weight.
Now, don't get intimidated by the formula on screen. This is Schaffel's formula, specifically for goats, and it is a brilliant example of practical science. It looks complicated, but it's not. It just transforms those two simple body measurements, length and girth, into a really reliable estimate of the animal's live body weight. This empowers farmers to make truly informed decisions about feeding.
And here is where it all comes together. Let's take a 32-kilogram goat. Using that weight we just calculated, we can create a precise daily feeding plan. We can see its total daily requirement for what's called dry matter. That's just the feed with all the water removed. And then we can see exactly how that's broken down into a protein-rich concentrate and fibrous fodder. It's a customized meal plan based on science.
At the end of the day, this science-based approach takes all the guesswork out of feeding. It ensures that every single animal receives the specific nutrition it needs to thrive. It's a huge step forward, moving animal care from just simple intuition to scientific precision.
So you have this beautiful blend of empathy and science, right? Of ancient tradition and modern data. It really reminds us that our relationship with animals is a sacred trust. It's a partnership where both the art of compassion and the science of care are absolutely essential. So, I'll leave you with this question. What does this delicate balance teach us about our own responsibilities, especially in a world where so many of us are disconnected from where our food actually comes from?